What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Oh man, alright, making his debut on the channel tonight, we have the bass-playing legend himself, Larry Graham. Yes, indeed. How about that? Larry Graham making his debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bibbidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Brett Parks, and this is actually one of Brett's 3 prioritized requests for the month of February for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Brett. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Brett wanted to see me react to this. It is Larry Graham. I don't think it's an actual song. It's just the title of the video, and the video is entitled Killer Slap Bass. Now, have I seen this video before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have seen this video in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, once I start watching the video, if I suddenly go, wait a second, I've seen this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Larry Graham is... he is an absolute legend in the bass playing community. A lot of people confuse him with Louis Johnson, known as Thunder Thumbs. So everybody thinks Thunder Thumbs refers to Larry Graham. No, Thunder Thumbs is Louis Johnson. But Larry Graham is like one of the pioneers of slap bass, especially in funk. God, he played with, who did he play with? He played with Sly and the Family Stone. I know he played with them. I think he had his own project too. I forgot what his own project was called. But yeah, the dude is just an absolute legend in the bass playing community, especially when it comes to slap and funk style bass playing. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this. I absolutely am. Let's see, this was posted by Esvinga Recordings, okay? And the video has 279,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Larry Graham, Killer Slap Bass. See, that's all I got. This is probably just like a demo video or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Guess we're going to find out. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
1, 2, 3. Standing by the highway, waiting in the rain. Standing by the highway, waiting in the rain.
And the way he just thumps, man, it's just, God. There is nothing subtle about his slapping, man. It is just thunderous. Good Lord. Now, granted, a lot of what we're hearing, the reason it sounds so thunderous, a lot of it has to do with the EQing, it has to do with the mix, it has to do with, settings and stuff like that, so you can get a little bit of that brightness with still having that bass undertone, that nice deep frequency in there as well, so you still get that rumble. I mean, it has a lot to do with that, yes, but honestly, you could take those exact same settings, put them on anybody else, any other bass player out there, and I don't know if they're going to get the same thump that Larry Graham can get. His popping's good too. I like his popping. I like the fact. I love it when he does the 2-string pop. Like he'll start the riff. He'll go from the root to the third, and then he'll slide up to the root. An octave up, and he'll hit those. It looks like he's doing it with his index and middle finger on the 2 strings on the D and the G string to get that third, that third chord. It sounds really nice to be the third and the fifth. It sounds really good. It's very, very smooth. Something else he's doing a lot that I've really kind of picked up on when he does the when he does the pop. He'll hit the slap with the thumb, and right as soon as he hits the slap, he gets the attack. Then he'll deaden it with the thumb. So he hits it and then deadens it. So he just gets a real quick slap, and then deadens it with the thumb so that he can get the pop with the index and middle. Or is he doing middle and ring? I do middle. When I do that, I do my middle and ring finger. I go boom, and then I go here with these 2 fingers. That's how I do it. I know that's probably the quote unquote wrong way to do it, but that's what's comfortable for me. That's how I've always done it. So I'm not sure what he's doing. It might be middle and index, or it might be middle and ring. I'm not sure. I have to watch a little closer. Let's keep going here.
I wanna think about it. I wanna sit down. Sit right down. I wanna think about it. I wanna sit down.
Enough of it. strumming with the back of the fingernails. I do that too. He does it with all four, though. He puts all four fingers together. I usually just put these two together and use the back of my middle and ring. I don't know why I use those two together so much. Maybe because they're so strong together. Or maybe it's because my ring finger is so weak that it needs the middle finger to help. But when I do the strumming, I just use these two. He did all four, which is really cool. Dang. Putting on a clinic. Okay, so I know where this is from now. I haven't seen this, but I know where this is from now. Now we're gonna go into this is an instructional video. Okay. Oh, no, this is probably like the opening of the instructional video. Instructional videos back in the 80s and 90s were very popular with musicians. I owned a couple of myself, so I'm guilty. Okay, so let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Larry Graham, the legend, with a video entitled Killer Slap Bass. This was a request from Brett Parks, and this was actually one of Brett's 3 prioritized requests for the month of February for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Brett. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know this 100% for certain, but I'm like 99% sure I know what this video is. So what we just watched was an introduction. It was the first 4 to 5 minutes. I think it was 4 minutes. The first 4 minutes of an instructional video that came out probably somewhere in the late 80s to early 90s. These were very, very popular back in the day. A lot of kids, especially, who wanted to learn how to play music, wanted to learn how to play guitar. You know, they see their favorite guitar players and they go, "Oh, I want to be able to play guitar like that." Well, guess what, little Johnny? Your favorite guitar player just released an instructional video. Go buy it. $20. I always loved them. You know, if you follow the instructions of this video that you're about to watch, you will be able to play just like so-and-so. No, you won't. No, you won't. It'll give you the techniques. It'll show you the techniques. It'll show you how to do what they do, but that does not guarantee or mean in any way, shape, or form that you're actually going to be able to play like them. It's just going to give you the tools. Now, you got to take those tools and you got to practice and practice and practice. And just when you think you've practiced enough, you got to practice some more. Years of practice before you're going to be able to sound exactly like that particular musician. I myself owned a couple of instructional videos. I had an instructional video from John Patitucci, and I had an instructional video from Kim Stone, and I had an instructional video from John Myung of Dream Theater. So yeah, I am just as guilty, trust me. But I did learn some really cool warm-up techniques. I think that was probably the best thing I ever got out of those videos, was the warm-up techniques. The L pattern techniques in particular really helped. The octave jumping, you know, the moving in fifths, that always was a great tool. No, the instructional videos were great tools to help musicians become better musicians. But anybody who bought those videos under the impression of, oh, if I watch this video, I'll be able to play just like so-and-so, I'm sure that maybe there was those, you know, maybe those 1 or 2% that actually did, but those other 98 to 99%, nah, They unfortunately they watched the video and then they were like, oh, it's too hard, it's too much practice, too much work, I give up. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm like 99% sure what we saw was an introduction to one of those instructional videos, and then he'll go in, like we saw, go into the bass history, the history of bass, and then he'll show you some warm-up techniques, fingering techniques, thumb placement on the back of the neck, how he slaps. He'll give you a demonstration on how he, you know, gets the slap, what part of the thumb you hit with, the outside edge, and you know, he'll give you a whole bunch of tips and tricks on how to do what he does. But that does not guarantee that you're going to be able to play like him. You got to work in order to make that happen. Now, look, Larry Graham is just an absolute legend in the bass playing community. Like I said, everybody gets him confused with Louis Johnson, who is known as Thunder Thumbs. Larry Graham, he didn't invent slap bass. That was Louis Graham. That was Louis Johnson. But Larry Graham is an absolute G when it comes to funk bass. Like I said, I know for a fact he played with Sly and the Family Stone. I know he had his own project that he played in. He's played in a bunch of other groups too. I think the biggest one was Sly and the Family Stone, if I'm not mistaken. But no, he's just an absolute legend, man, an absolute G, and I dig his style, man. I really do. His attacks with his slaps are just redonkulous. And like I said, I know some of that is EQing. I know some of that is the mix. I know some of that is, you know, hardware and stuff like that. I get that. I do. But you could take all of that same EQ, all the same amp, the same settings, the same pickups, the same everything, give it to someone else, and it's not going to sound like that. It's just not. Larry Graham is absolutely something special. Love his slapping technique. More than his slapping technique, and this is going to sound really weird, especially coming from a bass player, but more than his slapping technique, which don't get me wrong, is impressive, okay? More than his slapping technique, I love his popping technique. He's able to get those pops without it sounding too bright. It sounds very warm, very mellow, and that comes completely down to how you approach and how you actually execute the pop. Like how hard you pull up on the string, what part of the hand are you using your fingers? Are you using your fingers only? Are you using your wrist to get a very rigid? It's like you'll lock your fingers under the string, right? Don't move your fingers at all, and you just use your wrist to get that snap. And when you do that, it's very percussive sounding. We didn't really hear a whole lot of percussiveness on those slaps until he started getting toward the end, where he was, doing like slap, slap, pop, slap, slap, pop, slap, slap, pop, slap, slap, pop. When he was doing stuff like that, then it started getting really bright. But in the beginning, like the first half, his pops were warm, and that really comes down to a fingering attack, not wrist, but fingers. I kept watching and I couldn't tell if it was index and middle that he was doing the popping with, or if it was middle and ring that he was doing the popping with. I couldn't see. I think it was middle and index. I'm almost positive that's what it was, but I could be wrong about that. And then watching him doing the strumming with the back of the fingernails, I do that too. He does it with all four. I just use these two. I just use my ring and my index, and I just like that. That's just me. That's just how I do it. Now, am I doing it right? I don't know. I probably not. I'm probably doing it completely wrong. Technically completely wrong, but you know what? It works, and it feels good for me, and it's comfortable for me, so... people can say you're playing it wrong. I said, well, yeah, well, guess what? It sounds good, so I ain't gonna worry about it. No, his bass playing is clean, man. It's absolutely clean. His thumping is good. I loved how he was doing the slap, and then immediately after the slap, he would deaden the string, just put his thumb right back on it again, just to deaden it, so he could get a nice clean pop sound, a nice clean pop off of the other two. There were other times though where he would he would slap, stop his thumb on the next string down to give it a little extra thump, but letting that string that he did the slap on resonate. That was really cool. I like that. It's a nice technique to keep the bottom end rolling while he gets the the melodics up on the D and G string. No, the dude is just legendary, and he had a really nice demonstration here to show his technique, his way of doing things. And it works. It absolutely works for him, obviously. I mean, like I said, he's Larry effing Graham, and you're not gonna be able to criticize him. So it was a lot of fun to watch. Yes. Was it impressive? Absolutely. So I think you can see where this is going. Out of a possible 5 stars, surprise, surprise, I'm giving that 5 stars. Yep. 5 out of 5 stars. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is what I felt that video deserves. I already told you all the reasons why.
Why?
I don't really see any reason to go back into it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the guy's a legend. The guy's an absolute G. He's one of the not the originator of slap bass, but he's one of the ones who definitely brought it to the forefront and gave it a lot of attention, mainly because of his role in Sly and the Family Stone. That's what really kind of catapulted him. And then after he left, he got his own, groups going, and he achieved success with them as well. He really made a name for himself doing the slap bass. When you talk about funk bass players, he's always in the top 5. You'll talk about him. You'll talk about Louis Johnson. You'll talk about Bootsy Collins. I mean, there's other bass players out there, obviously, but you'll always hear those 3 in that conversation, and others. Now, people will put other names in there too, but I mean, I guarantee you, when it comes to funk bass, slap bass, Those three are always going to be in the conversation without question. So, no, great video, a lot of fun to watch. Sounded really good. It was impressive without question, and that's why I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. So, 5 out of 5 stars, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then, by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.